everyone! Thanks for tuning into Makeup by Ammo and welcome to Halloween 2016. This is actually one of the hottest looks this year. It is on trend. It has been all over Instagram. It's now starting to make its way into YouTube, and I figured that I would show you guys how to get this amazing look. I'm actually on my way to the Ruby Makeup Academy Halloween party / Sugar Skull contest, which should be super duper fun. So if you'd like to see how to create this very in look right now for Halloween, this warm skull look, then please keep watching. So first I'm just going to apply a little bit of BB cream. This is the Burt's Bees. For my chest, I'm just adding a little bit of this Tarte BB cream, and I'm actually going to mix in a little bit of the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Foundation. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of this to my face as well. And I'm not going to worry about covering up the dark circles underneath my eyes because I want dark circles. I want to look like a skeleton. Moving on to my brows, I'm just going to do a combination of a dark brown and a black. So I'm going in first with the dark brown and my Anastasia angled brush. Now I'm just lightly going to go into the black. Going to give them a quick little brush through to blend everything together, and then do my normal carving on top of foundation and underneath with the Ben Nye White Clown makeup mixed in. And now for a little bit of the white. And today I'm going to be setting these bad boys with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. Moving on to the eyes, I'm actually going to prime my lids with the Inglot number 77 gel liner. I just like to pat my finger inside just to pick up a little bit of product. Close this up right away so that it doesn't dry out, and very quickly apply this to your eyelid. While that dries, I'm just going to set my face with my Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation powder. And I'm still going to do a little bit of the baking powder, but I'm not going to go directly underneath my eye because I do want that area to be darker. So I'm just going to apply it a little bit kind of on the sides of the nostrils where the cheeks are. I'm also just going to put a little bit down my nose. I'm going to go ahead and go into this warm tone bronzer, and this is the Makeup Designery Endless Summer, and this is really what makes this look, is the warm tone bronzer. We're going to be using this all over the face, and I'm just going in the depths of the cheekbones, all around the hairline, into the temples, and on the jowl kind of area of where the jawline is. I'm going to go into this taupe colored eyeshadow. It's more of a cool tone. Now, since I'm going to have a wig on that has bangs, I'm not going to concentrate too much on the top of my hairline, but if you're not wearing a wig at all, be sure to do that area as well so that it's all consistent. So I'm just pulling that color from that area down onto my neck. Now I'm actually going to go back into the warm tone bronzer and just warm it up one more time. So now I'm going to go into that same warm bronzer and I'm going to start creating my crease warmth. Now moving over to a matte black shadow, I'm just going to go right on top of where I have that liner as my primer. And using this really small blending brush by Lancome, I'm just going to make sure that I could reach the inner corner of each eye. To blend the transition between the really dark black and the warm brown, I'm just taking an espresso colored eyeshadow, which is like a dark brown, and I'm just going in between both of those. That's this one right here, and another layer of it there. With my Morphe E23 brush and no product on it, I'm just going to start to blend the very top near the brow bone. And now picking up a little bit of the warm brown color, I'm going to do the same. We want this warm brown color to really stand out. Now this next part is one of my favorite techniques for eyeshadow lately, especially for something that's a little bit more like high fashion, is we're going to blend this warm brown shadow right underneath the eyebrow. So into the socket here, creating a hollowness, and then just blending it right up into the eyebrow. And with my MAC 237 Fluffy Flat Brush, I'm just going to start the nose contour. And that nose contour is just going to go straight up into that line that we created right here. Make sure that that's a really smooth transition. I'm also going to take a little bit of that underneath my lip and be a little bit more dramatic than usual with it. To further contour my cheeks, I'm going to go into a little bit of that espresso brown color, super lightly, and a little bit in the temples as well, a little under the jawline. And with a little bit of translucent powder on my beauty blender, I'm just going to cut the cheekbone so that it doesn't come down at too far an angle. So I'm not rounding it off here like I normally like to do, because I do want to look more hollow. I don't want to look like I have fullness right here. I'm just also going to put a little bit extra right here. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of back and forth between the cool brown and the dark brown to really create depth underneath the eyebrow. And now with the dark brown. I'm also going to take a little bit of this black. I'm also going to bring a little bit of that black just about halfway down on the nose contour, not all the way, so that it gradually looks like it lightens as it comes to the tip of the nose. Tilting my head back a little bit, I'm just making sure that the black is packed on in that inner socket of the eye. I also just want to pull a little bit of this contour color a little bit further down, kind of towards the corners of my mouth. Now with a clean blending brush, this one is by Wet n Wild. It has no product on it. I'm just blending this whole area here. I'm also going to take a little bit more of that warm shadow, because that is what this look is all about, and I'm actually going to surpass my eyebrows. So I'm coming up a little bit higher. Just going to clean off my brush really quick and just blend the edges. To make that appear a little bit darker, I'm just going to take a little bit of my setting powder and put it right in between. So I'm going to take a little bit more of this powder and come right to the corner of my mouth. I kind of want to intensify this a little bit more, so I'm just going to lightly dip into that darker brown and just fade it up from the very start of my brow. Just fade that up a little bit. And a little bit of that as well underneath the lip, and pull it down a little bit. Lightly dip it in the black. Now for the bottom lash line, I'm just taking that same warm brown, pick up a little bit on a blending brush, and just go right underneath, pulling this color down and smoking it out at the same time. Now with the pencil brush, I'm just going to take that darker brown and go a little bit closer to my lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same but with the black this time. I'm going to take a little bit more of that warm brown and just kind of melt everything together here. I'm going to play this up a little bit and just extend it and get the shape that I want. Also lightly going on the very, very top of my cheekbone. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of the Inglot gel liner to my waterline. I'm also going to create the same type of shading that she did on her neck. So I'm going to start again with the warm color and just go straight down from my chin in a straight line. Okay, let's bring that down as well. I'm also going to make a tiny bit of a triangle shape where the shadow begins. I'm also going to create a few lines. The first line right there. Come down about an inch or so, maybe inch and a half. One more right here. The last one right here. I'm gonna pop my shoulders forward so that I can go underneath the collarbone here as well. So now I'm gonna go into the cool tone brown. When you breathe in really hard, that's what you should enhance as well. I'm gonna do it again. This is really hard to do. Hold your breath. A little bit of the dark brown and put it into the biggest depth. So the part where I really want to recede back. Take the teeniest, tiniest bit of black. Now I'm just going to apply a little bit of liquid liner and a little bit of mascara. I'm going to be using my Artist Couture Gold Digger highlighter once again, especially this collarbone right here. Yes. So to highlight my face, I'm just going to wipe away all of that baking powder. And I'm just going to first apply it straight with the brush. A little bit on the brow bone, nose, above the lip. And I really love the intensity of it above my lip in there. So in order to get that intensity on my cheeks as well, I'm just going to use a little bit of Fix Plus. Right before it's dry, then I'm going to add a little bit more of that highlighter. Do you see that? And I'm going to use my favorite Slayla Lashes by Flutter Lashes. I think I want to pull out the warm shadow underneath my eye a little bit more. Now for the super fun part, I'm also going to use that Inglot gel liner to create my skeleton nose. So now I'm going to create the very pointiness of each of these. With an angled brush, I'm just going to go over that shape a little bit with the gel liner. To set that into place a little bit, I'm just going to use a little bit of the black matte shadow and a very small brush. For the lips, I'm just going to go over with powder. And this is a translucent powder with a little bit of clown white in it. And I decided that I want to kind of sketch it out with a black pencil before I go in with the gel liner. I like to do a little bit of a smile so that I can see the natural direction in which it should go. Now I'm just going to create the teeth, and I'm going to use my natural teeth as a guide. I want to darken this up a little bit, so I'm going to use some liquid liner. And just like that, in the nick of time, actually to save time, I went ahead and threw on my wig, my outfit, did my nails, and I'm just going to finish up the lips before I need to get going. First, I'm just going to take a little bit of the black shadow, and I'm just gonna start to blend out those lines a little bit so they don't look as manicured. It looks a little bit smoky. Also went over this area just a little bit to make it look like teeth, but not too defined. With an angled brush, I'm going to take a little bit of that black shadow as well and just enhance this. I'm coming up on the bottom inner corners. And I'm just going to lightly kind of bring that all along the bottom, just of the top lip. With that same warm bronzer, and now with a pencil brush, going to lightly blend a little bit along each of those lines. Also going to smoke out this line. The last thing that I want to do, since I am blonde underneath and it sometimes does show, I want to hide this a little bit. So I'm just going to take some of that black shadow and dust it near my hairline. You can even go just right on top of your hair color. It'll pick it up. Alright guys, I hope that you loved this tutorial. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe below. Let me know what you're going to be for Halloween. Till next time, stay beautiful inside and out. I love you all and I will see you soon. Bye!